Paris keeps her secrets best at night. When day folds itself into silence, the city glows softly, as though it has slipped into a dream of its own. The noise of traffic, the shuffle of busy footsteps, the calls of vendors, all of these fade, leaving only a slower rhythm. Tonight, Paris is ready to share her quiet side with you, her most intimate self, revealed only when the world grows still. We begin at the Seine, the long, winding river that breathes life into the city. At night, it becomes a ribbon of velvet, flowing gently through the heart of Paris. The water gathers the reflections of lanterns, lamps, and windows, carrying them downstream like drifting stars. Every ripple seems to whisper a secret, soft and patient, as though the river has all the time in the world. The bridges arch across the Seine like guardians of memory. Pont Neuf, oldest of them all, feels steady under the hush of the night. Its stones have been touched by centuries of hands, footsteps, and gazes. Standing here, you sense a quiet layering of time, the past resting beneath the present, both woven seamlessly into the air. Beneath the arches, shadows gather. They are not heavy shadows, but gentle ones, stretching like soft ribbons along the water's skin. Lamps above scatter their honeyed light across the cobblestones, creating patterns that shift with each breeze. Every flicker seems alive, yet calm, as if the lamps themselves are breathing with the night. Notre-Dame rises in the distance, its towers shaped from darkness and moonlight. In daylight, it commands attention, but tonight it seems content to simply watch, silent and patient. The bells are still. The cathedral is a silhouette, resting in its own reflection on the river. It does not need to speak. Its presence alone is enough to hold the night steady. The cobblestones beneath your feet are cool and smooth. They have been polished by the countless footsteps of dreamers, poets, lovers, and travelers who came before. Each stone feels like a memory pressed into earth, quiet, unspoken, but alive. Walking here, you join them, adding your own footsteps to the gentle chorus of time. A faint fragrance drifts on the air, roasted chestnuts from a vendor at the corner. The warmth of the fire carries through the cool breeze, mingling with another aroma, the sweetness of bread from a late-night bakery hidden just beyond view. These scents, like soft threads of memory, weave themselves into the atmosphere, simple and unassuming, yet unforgettable. The riverbank stretches out before us. Lanterns line the path, their light spilling gently onto the stone. Some glow golden, others silver, and together they create a mosaic of quiet illumination. The Seine gathers each of these lights, folding them into its moving surface, carrying them onward, keeping them safe. You pause for a moment at the railing. The iron is cool beneath your hand. The water below moves steadily, unhurried, its surface shimmering with secrets too delicate to hold for long. It is as though the river knows more than anyone ever spoken along its banks. Every glance exchanged, every story born under its watch. As you walk further, the night accepts you without question. There is no need for hurry, no need for purpose beyond this gentle wandering. The city too seems to move at your pace, unhurried and kind. Every step feels softer, lighter, as though Paris herself is guiding you deeper into her embrace. The journey has only just begun, and already the night feels endless, a tapestry woven from light, water, stone, and silence. You find yourself listening not only with your ears, but with your heart, attuned to the subtle rhythm of the city at rest. This is Paris by the Seine at night, not loud, not grand, but intimate, secretive, and soothing. And so our walk begins. We drift further along the quay, where the river opens its arms to both sides of Paris. The lamps above us lean close, their golden halos stretching across the cobblestones in long, delicate ribbons. The Seine gathers each reflection and carries it forward, as if stringing beads onto an endless thread. Pont Neuf waits quietly, its arches strong and timeless. By day it is busy with footsteps, carriages, bicycles, but now it belongs only to the night. The stone holds the hush of centuries, every groove polished by time. When you pass beneath its arches, it feels as though the river itself lowers its voice, honoring the patience of age. Beyond, Pont des Arts glimmers in the soft lamplight. Its wooden planks breathe faintly underfoot, sighing like an old book opening. Once, lovers placed locks here, their hopes fastened to the rails, their secrets given to the Seine. The locks are gone now, but the memories linger, like faint perfume in the air. The bridge has absorbed their promises, keeping them safe even as the years flow onward. We continue past the Ile de la Cité, where quiet stairways lead down to the water's edge. The steps glisten faintly, touched by the night's mist. Sitting here, you would see only the river, the bridges, and the drifting lights. A private theater where the performance is silence itself. Ahead, Place Dauphine curves like a gentle cradle of stone. Plane trees rise above it, their leaves stirring in the cool air. The square feels hushed, as though it has folded itself inwards, saving its warmth for the morning. Tonight it rests in shadow, its windows glowing faintly, like eyes half closed in sleep. Farther along, the Louvre stretches out in quiet grandeur. Its courtyards breathe with space, their fountains resting, their statues softened by darkness. The museum holds its treasures behind locked doors, but outside, the night turns the stone into poetry. Each arch seems lighter, each colonnade more graceful. It is beauty without display, beauty content to wait. Along the banks, the bookstalls line the walls, their green wooden lids closed for the night. By day, they overflow with old maps, novels, postcards, and prints. Now they are silent, like boxes of secrets folded away neatly. The river knows they are there, waiting, dreaming of hands that will open them again with morning light. We wandered towards Pont Alexandre III, perhaps the most ornate of bridges. In daylight, its gilded statues shine fiercely, but at night they soften, glowing like whispers of the moon. Gold becomes silver, detail becomes suggestion, and the bridge seems almost weightless. The Seine reflects it all with infinite patience, holding the light steady, as though the water itself wished to remember. Under each bridge, the shadows grow deeper. They are not ominous shadows, but gentle ones, draped across the arches like velvet curtains. They create alcoves of quiet, places where time feels slower, where the city seems to pause. If you stand here, listening, you may hear the river breathing against the stone, a sound so soft it feels more like touch than noise. The cobblestones along the quay continue beneath our feet. Some are chipped, some smooth, some uneven, yet together they carry us forward with certainty. Each stone feels alive with history, bearing witness to footsteps that came before, a poet lingering at dusk, a child chasing shadows, a painter searching for light. Their traces remain, not as echoes, but as quiet companions. Even the lampposts seem like storytellers, their glasses clouded with age, their iron curved and ornate. Some lean slightly, as if bowing, as if eager to share their secrets with the river. Their light does not command attention. It comforts, like the glow of a candle.
As we continue, the architecture becomes less about buildings and more about rhythm. The river, the bridges, the steps, the lamps, all repeat, yet never feel the same. Each stretch of quay carries its own mood, its own hush, its own secret. Together, they form a lullaby in stone and water, meant only for those who wander slowly enough to hear. The night holds these places gently, like pages in a book. Paris does not rush to show everything at once. Instead, it reveals itself little by little, in arches and shadows, in closed stalls and leaning lamps. Each detail feels intentional, a small kindness from the city to the traveler who lingers. And so, beneath the soft weight of stone and the endless patience of the Seine, we walk on. The city continues to open, quietly, one secret at a time. Further along the quay, the night opens its quieter pockets of life. The lamps continue their watch, casting golden circles on the pavement. But now there are voices, faint and scattered, woven into the fabric of stillness. A soft thread of accordion music drifts across the water. The melody is unhurried, rising and falling like the breath of the river. It doesn't call attention to itself. It lingers like perfume on the air, a reminder that even in silence, Paris hums with life. Near the corner of a cafe terrace, two friends lean close, speaking in low tones. Their laughter is subdued, quickly carried away by the breeze, leaving only the echo of warmth. The clink of a cup against its saucer sounds sharper in the quiet, but not disturbing, more like punctuation in a sentence of calm. Inside, the cafe glows with amber light. Chairs are half empty, tables scattered with glasses and books. The room seems to exhale a gentle welcome, holding the last energy of the day while inviting the night to settle in. An artist sits near the river, sketchbook open across his knees. His pencil moves steadily, following the curve of the bridges, the shimmer of light on water. Each line feels like a meditation, each stroke unhurried. He pauses, looks up, and smiles faintly, as though acknowledging the companionship of the river itself. His work will remain unfinished tonight, but that is no matter. The act of drawing is enough, another quiet secret between the artist and Paris. A cyclist glides by, tires humming softly against the stones. The sound is quick, fleeting, like a sigh pressed into the air. Then it fades, leaving only the ripple of water. The city seems to close around each moment, holding it briefly before letting it go. Nothing lingers too long. Everything is given, then released. On the quay, couples stroll hand in hand, their conversations hushed, their steps measured to the rhythm of the river. Scarves flutter gently in the breeze. A smile passes between them, not wide or loud, but subtle, a gesture that belongs only to this night. Their laughter, their words, their silence, all become part of the Seine's endless memory. The bookstalls, sleeping with their lids closed, add their own stillness to the atmosphere. By day, they chatter with the voices of booksellers, tourists, and collectors. By night, they are simply shadows with painted lids, like chests of hidden stories. The river knows their contents. It has seen the pages, heard the sails, felt the hands that lingered on old maps and faded prints. Tonight, it lets them rest, keeping their secrets safe until morning. Further along, another cafe glows. This one has already begun to close, its chairs stacked, its tables wiped clean, yet a single table remains occupied, where a woman sips slowly from a porcelain cup. Her gaze is steady, fixed on the water. She does not hurry, does not stir. She drinks as though listening, as though the warmth of her cup carries the same rhythm as the river. A dog trots past, its paws tapping lightly against the cobblestones. Its collar jingles once, then falls silent. The animal moves with purpose, yet without urgency, as if it knows exactly where the night will take it. It disappears into the shadows of a side street, leaving only the echo of its brief presence.
At Pont Neuf, a small group gathers quietly, leaning against the railing. They are not loud, not disruptive, only present. Their voices weaving softly together like threads in a tapestry. Their laughter is gentle, their pauses long. From a distance, they appear as silhouettes stitched into the night. Another quiet scene embroidered into the city. The atmosphere of Paris at night is not one of emptiness, but of balance. Sounds rise, then fall. Lights glow, then dim. People arrive, then leave. The rhythm is constant, a steady pulse beneath the surface of silence. It is like listening to a lullaby, where the melody is woven from fragments of life. A bell, a footstep, a whispered word, a door closing softly. Everywhere, the river remains. Its presence gathers all these sounds, softening them, smoothing them into a single current. The Seine is not only water, but memory, carrying with it every note, every laugh, every sigh that touches its banks. As we walk onward, the city feels more intimate, more secretive. The architecture frames the night, but it is the atmosphere, the hum of voices, the glow of cafes, the quiet gestures of strangers that makes Paris feel alive in its stillness. This is a city that never truly sleeps, but it knows how to dream. And so we drift with it, breathing in its dream, letting the calm seep into our own thoughts. The Seine carries us forward, and Paris continues to reveal her secrets, one moment at a time. The night carries its own flavors. As we wander further along the quay, the air seems to weave together threads of scent and taste, each one a secret invitation. A vendor roasts chestnuts at the corner of a quiet square. The fire crackles softly, sending sparks of warmth into the cool air. The chestnuts' shells split open, revealing tender sweetness within. Their fragrance drifts across the riverbank, mingling with the faint perfume of fallen leaves. You can almost taste them before you reach out your hand. Their warmth fills your palm, their softness rests on your tongue, and in that simple moment, Paris shares another of her gentle secrets. From a hidden side street, the scent of bread begins to emerge. A bakery, still glowing faintly from its ovens, releases the aroma of fresh baguettes. The crust is crisp, the inside tender, a contrast that feels both grounding and comforting. Every loaf seems to carry the memory of morning, baked anew in the quiet of night. For those who find it, the bread is more than food. It is a promise of warmth, of care, of continuity. We pause at a small cafe, its doors still open though the night grows late. Inside, the air is thick with the fragrance of chocolate. A cup of chocolat chaud is placed before us, dark and rich, its steam curling upward like a gentle ribbon. The first sip is heavy with sweetness, warm and velvety, spreading slowly through the chest. It is not hurried. It insists on being savored, on being allowed to linger. Every swallow is another step into stillness, another secret given by the night. On another table rests a pot of jasmine tea. Its aroma is light, floral, and calming. The cup warms your hands as you lift it, the steam rising with a fragrance that feels like breath itself. The tea carries its flavor quietly, a whisper of flowers that lingers only for a moment before dissolving into memory. Further along, we encounter pastries resting in their cases, even at this hour. Madeleines, golden and delicate, shaped like small shells. They crumble softly, melting on the tongue, leaving behind only the suggestion of butter and warmth. Nearby, a plate of macarons glows with pastel colors, their almond shells crisp, their filling smooth as silk. Each bite is fleeting, like laughter on the breeze, vanishing almost before you realize it was there.
The flavors of Paris at night are not grand feasts, but quiet comforts. They are the small offerings that ease the body and soothe the spirit. Bread still warm from the oven, tea that perfumes the air, chestnuts that glow with fire, chocolate that settles into the soul. These are the foods of rest, the flavors of calm. Even the scent of coffee lingers faintly, though the cups are few at this hour. It is less about energy now, more about companionship. A cup left unfinished, still warm on a cafe table, keeping silent watch until morning. As you walk, you notice how the air changes with each step. Here, a wisp of vanilla drifts from a patisserie window. There, the faint sharpness of citrus from candied fruit. Every corner offers something new, yet none of it overwhelms. Each aroma is gentle, like the city itself, blending into the larger lullaby of the night. The river gathers these scents as easily as it gathers light. Chestnuts, bread, chocolate, tea, all drift over its surface, woven into its endless current. The Seine becomes more than water. It becomes a memory flavored with sweetness, warmth, and quiet. By the time we leave the cafe, the night feels heavier with comfort. Our steps are slower, softer, cushioned by the food and drink we have shared. Paris has nourished not only the body, but the heart, offering small pieces of itself in every sip, every bite. And so we continue carrying the warmth of chocolate, the fragrance of jasmine, the softness of bread. The city still hums around us, but now it hums with the rhythm of satisfaction, the calm that comes when appetite is met with gentleness. The night grows deeper, and Paris shares more of her secrets, each one sweeter than the last. The city is never empty, even at this hour. Along the quayside, figures move with the same unhurried rhythm as the river, each one part of the night's gentle composition. A couple strolls close to the railing, their hands brushing softly together. Their laughter is not loud, but light, like the shimmer of water against stone. Their scarves trail behind them in the breeze, wool folded neatly, catching the lamplight as they walk. The moment is simple, yet it feels eternal, as though Paris itself had pressed it into memory. Further ahead, a solitary man pauses by the bridge. He wears a long coat that sways at the knee, its fabric whispering as he leans against the iron railing. A beret sits lightly on his head, tilted in quiet confidence. He lights no cigarette, makes no gesture to call attention. He simply stands, listening to the hush of the river. His presence adds weight to the night, a reminder that stillness is itself a kind of elegance. The fashion of Paris at night is not about extravagance, but subtlety. Scarves folded at the collar, gloves tucked gently into pockets, boots that sound like polite whispers across the cobblestones. These are not clothes meant to dazzle, but to belong, to the chill of the air, to the rhythm of the streets, to the intimacy of night. Two women walk arm in arm, their coats brushing together as they move. Their conversation is low, their smiles faint but constant. They pass a cafe window, and for a moment, the glow reflects in their eyes, a flicker of warmth carried with them as they step back into shadow. Their style is understated, soft wool, muted colors, hair tucked neatly against the breeze, yet it feels complete, as though the night itself had dressed them.
A group of friends appear further down the quay, their voices mingling like threads of laughter in the air. They are young, their coats unbuttoned, their steps quick, yet even they do not break the stillness. Their cheer is gentle, their presence another note in the night's song. When they pass, their silhouettes dissolve into the distance, leaving only echoes of joy behind. Near Pont des Arts, a woman ties her scarf with a deliberate gesture. Her hands move slowly, with care, as though the act itself is ritual. She adjusts the knot, then tucks it neatly, satisfied with the quiet perfection. Such small movements hold their own beauty, unnoticed by most, yet unforgettable when seen in stillness. The details of Parisian fashion seem designed for night. Long coats that flow like shadows, hats that frame the face in lamplight, boots that echo faintly with each step. Nothing is hurried, nothing is forced. Even the simplest attire feels like part of the scenery, as if the city itself had chosen it. Strangers pass each other without speaking, yet there is acknowledgement in the glance, in the nod, in the faint curl of a smile. These gestures are not loud, they are like secrets exchanged in silence. Paris does not need grand declarations. It thrives in the subtleties, in the way a scarf is folded, in the way a hand lingers at the railing,
in the way two eyes meet briefly before parting again. The fashion of the night is practical, yet poetic. Gloves that protect from chill also cradle elegance. Scarves that warm also soften the silhouette. Boots that tread steadily also whisper across stone. Every garment, every accessory, every gesture feels part of a language, one spoken without words, understood without explanation. We pass another couple, older this time, walking slowly, carefully. Their coats are heavier, their pace more deliberate. Yet in the way they lean toward each other, you see the same quiet bond as in the younger lovers before. Time changes the body, but not the elegance of connection. The night gathers them equally, carrying their footsteps alongside all the rest. As we walk, it becomes clear Paris by night is not dressed in spectacle, but in quiet grace. Its people move gently, clothed in wool, in leather, in muted tones and careful gestures. Their style is not separate from the night, it is part of it, another reflection shimmering across the same. And so we continue. The city is alive, but not loud. It whispers through fabric, through motion, through the secrets held in scarves, coats, and fleeting glances. Every passerby adds to the lullaby until the night itself seems dressed in their elegance. As the night deepens, the river begins to feel more than water. It feels like memory itself, carrying with it every voice, every gesture, every secret Paris has ever known. They say the Seine remembers. Each promise spoken along its banks drifts into the current, carried from bridge to bridge, never forgotten. Lovers lean against the railings, whispering vows, and the water accepts them without judgment, storing them like treasures in its endless flow. Once the Pont des Halles was heavy with locks, small tokens left by couples who believed the river would keep their love safe. The locks are gone now, but the stories remain, folded into the wood of the bridge, woven into the air that hangs above the water. Walk across it, and you may still feel the weight of those hopes, invisible but present, like perfume that lingers after the bottle is gone.
Poets have always found their way here. In centuries past, they walked the banks, searching for words in the reflection of the lamps. Some wrote of the Seine as a mirror of the soul, others as a confidant, always listening, never revealing. Their verses may be forgotten, their names less spoken, but the rhythm of their words still echoes in the ripple of the current. Painters, too, carried the river into their work. By day, they captured the bright shimmer of light, the bridges alive with movement, the city bustling. But at night, their canvases softened, brushstrokes slowed, colors dimmed into blues, grays, and silver golds. The paintings became less about the city and more about its secrets, the way shadow and water merge into one another, the way a single lantern can turn darkness into a poem. At Pont Neuf, old tales suggest that if you stand in its center at midnight and close your eyes, you can hear the city turning a page of its diary. The sound is faint, the creak of a shutter, the sigh of water against stone, the distant whisper of footsteps. Yet together they form a kind of language, one that only those who linger long enough can hear. Legends are patient in Paris. They do not demand belief. They simply exist, like background music. A rumor of a painter who traded his sleep for nights of color. A whisper of a musician who left his accordion by the water and it still plays on the breeze. A story of a lamp that flickered only when someone nearby thought of love. These tales are not grand or frightening. They're gentle, like the city itself,
offerings of imagination tucked quietly into corners where they wait to be found. Some believe the cobblestones themselves hold stories. The warmth of summer afternoons lingers in them, even in winter. The echo of laughter rests in their uneven edges. To walk upon them is to share in 1,000 small memories, to feel yourself accompanied by lives that have passed but never truly left. The Seine is the thread that binds all these stories. It moves without haste, without pause, carrying whispers of the past into the present, blending them until no one can tell where legend ends and truth begins. Perhaps that is why the river feels so calming. It is not burdened by the need to choose. It simply holds everything, gently, without judgment. As we wander, we imagine those who walked before us, lovers leaving their locks, poets leaning over the railing with notebooks in hand, painters squinting at the glow of a lantern trying to capture the shimmer, strangers who stood silently listening for something they could not name. Their presence feels near, folded into the night, watching us as we add our own quiet steps to the story. The folklore of Paris is not told loudly, not shouted or proclaimed. It is whispered in the creak of bridges, the glow of lamps, the taste of bread, the rhythm of footsteps. It is found not in monuments, but in moments. The city asks only that you move slowly enough to notice. And so as we continue along the Seine, the stories follow us. They hover in the air, drift across the water, rest in the stones. They are not heavy, they are companions, gentle as shadows, reminding us that we are never alone in this night. The night grows deeper, though time seems unimportant here. The Seine continues its quiet work, carrying reflections downstream, gathering secrets, softening every sound that dares to linger too long. We find a bench by the riverbank, half hidden beneath a row of trees. The wood is cool, the iron arms curved with age, shaped by countless moments of pause. We sit, not to wait for anything, but simply to be part of the stillness.
The lamps glow softer now. Their light is no longer golden, but amber, almost like candle flames swaying gently against the dark. Their reflections shimmer across the water, doubling the calm, multiplying the hush. A single boat moves in the distance, its wake folding into the current, leaving only silence in its trail. The Seine feels like a companion here, patient and steady. It does not demand your thoughts, it carries them, one by one, easing their weight. Worries drift as lightly as leaves, spinning slowly before dissolving into the current. The river asks for nothing, yet offers everything: release, calm, continuity. We cradle a cup of tea between our hands. Its warmth seeps gently into our palms, reminding us that even in the coolness of night, there is comfort. The steam rises in delicate curls, vanishing into the air as quietly as a dream. Each sip is soft, floral, a reminder that life's simplest flavors can be the most enduring. Around us, the city folds inward. A window is latched, a chair drawn inside, a shutter closed. Even Notre-Dame, so steady in its silhouette, seems to rest a little deeper now, its towers bowing slightly as though drowsy. The bridges arch silently, protectors turned caretakers, watching over the water with a gentleness that feels almost human. Thoughts grow slower here, softer. They begin to move with the same rhythm as the river. A worry drifts out, then returns quieter, less sharp. A memory surfaces, then folds back into the current. Breathing matches the flow, in, out, as natural as the Seine itself.
The stories of the night linger, but they no longer need words. They are carried in sensation, the faint sweetness of chocolate, the warmth of roasted chestnuts, the rustle of a scarf, the glow of a lamp. Each becomes part of a larger lullaby, sung not aloud, but felt in the chest. A bird stirs in the branches above, then settles again, as if reminded that even wings need rest. The night smiles at its own stillness, a reminder that sleep belongs to all, to rivers, to cities, to people who wander and people who pause. The Seine continues, always moving, always steady, yet never rushing. It knows how to go on without force, how to carry both light and shadow without strain. In this, it offers its final secret, that peace is not the absence of motion, but the gentle acceptance of it. The lamps dim, the water darkens, the city exhales. You feel yourself exhaling with it, as though Paris itself were guiding you toward rest. Sleep comes easily now. It arrives not with urgency, but with certainty, like the quiet turning of a page, like the small bow of a bridge reflected in still water. There is no effort in it, only surrender. As your eyes grow heavy, remember this: the river will keep your secrets. The city will hold your dreams. And when morning comes, Paris will still be here, waiting, timeless, patient. For now, let the Seine carry you. Let the night enfold you. Let yourself drift, as softly as the river, into sleep.